friend. Welcome to the Andy Special, a podcast about community with entrepreneurs who create spaces for it to thrive. I'm your host, Ashley Chanka, and I'm excited to share with you the voices of those who do the everyday work of building community. With me today for the Season 1 finale is Andy Shlon, co-owner of Andy's Deli along with his brother Adam Shlon. Their father, Mr. Andy, founded Andy's Deli 44 years ago and is who this podcast is named after. I worked there for a couple of years in college and still went there all the time after I stopped working there because the deli had become my second home. To learn more about why this podcast is named after Mr. Andy, you can have a listen to the intro episode of the podcast called Hello, My Friend. Hey, Andy. It's nice to see you today.
How you doing, my dear Ashley?
I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking. How are you today?
I'm good. I can't complain at all.
So to start off, can you tell our listeners a little bit about your background?
Yes, I'm Andy, and I have a brother named Adam. I'm 45 years of age, and my brother is 37. And our father passed away at 79. Just a little background of what's going on here. He opened Andy's Deli in 1978, and as a foreigner immigrant from Beirut, Lebanon. He came here at a young age with $500 in a suitcase. His work ethic was like anything I've never seen before, and a lot of other people too. As I always tell people now, it's going to take two of us to replace the one of him. We're each in one of his shoes. My brother's in the left or I'm in the right, and my vice versa. But that's a little funny way I say it. He would work literally six days a week, 12 hours a day. If our mother wanted to see him, she would have to come down to the restaurant, and she did. She would come down almost nightly, definitely every day, but nightly, and bring some other kind of food to the restaurant for her to eat and him to eat. And since he's passed, she still continues to do that to this day. She comes down either with me and my brother. Me and my brother, we try to we're both there during the lunch now, and then we try to give each other every other afternoon off. And I don't want to leave out the young lady, Gloria, who Ashley met when she first started working at the restaurant many moons ago. People always ask, how long has this restaurant been here? And it was a funny little joke. I always say, a little bit over 2 weeks. And you laugh about it because they obviously know it's been there a lot longer than that. And that's what our father used to say. But Gloria, she's probably been working at the restaurant for 35 to 37 years, probably, off and on. We love her, and she's a fixture, and she's great. But January 14th, 2021, my father passed away. He worked the day before, and he passed away from arrhythmia. So we knew he went to the hospital 4 months prior, but we didn't really know what was the status of everything and all that. But he kind of keeps to himself and just chugs along. And he worked the day before, and that morning he was dressed, ready to go to work and everything. Nobody ever wiped his butt, I always say. And in his eyes, that's a win. So we closed, obviously, that morning. He had an order that he was wanting to get out, and he had told my mother. So I went down there and finished that order. And as soon as the guy came to pick up that order, we closed, and my brother put a sign on the door that said, closed due to family reasons. I believe we might have been closed for 7 to 8, maybe a week or so afterwards. He probably would have been upset about that because we weren't open the next day. But talking about Gloria here, I remember being at the funeral, and And after the funeral or before the funeral, I couldn't remember when it was, but you're all out there talking and gabbing along with everybody. And it was a different kind of funeral because COVID was in, so it was a little bit different. But we had a little get together and everything. And Gloria, I remember Gloria telling Gloria, okay, I think the funeral was on a Wednesday or a Tuesday. It was on a Tuesday, I think. I can't remember. But anyway, I remember telling Gloria, all right, I guess we'll reopen Monday, and she goes, nuh-uh, the hell with that. We're opening Thursday. I was like, all right, Thursday it is. So she said, we got to get back going. I said, all right. So we went back going, and COVID was full in, and it was, my brother had just had a baby, and they didn't want to get the child anywhere close to the what was going on, and it was fresh when nobody knew what was going on. So I told him, I said, I got it. So me and Gloria started, and we did good. It was long, hard days. I just had to push through. Had a big old picture of them up by the register, which is still there. And when the days got tough, I'd just look at them and say, we got it, and go ahead. And then my first employee I hired, like by myself or whatever, was this lady named Amanda, and she came along, and she loves to clean, and we like her to. We're lucky to have her. Right now, she's out having a child. She's supposed to have it September 3rd, but it might come a little bit sooner. But I think the little baby's name is Nokia. It's going to be Nokia. It's a boy. But anyway, she's a nice woman, and she was the first lady I ever hired, and went through that. And the struggles, I guess not the struggles, but the one thing I'm not the best of is managing people. But she makes it easy to work with her and to manage her, and not to manage her, but to do it. And over the since the time of that, I've hired a couple more different people, and some people have left. And that I would say the hardest part is finding help and figuring out who can work when and how everything's going to do it. I never really saw that aspect of it. I was always on the other end of just making the sandwich and getting the food out, or organizing for the day-to-day prep and everything, but not to where you plug the cord into the machine, I guess, not keeping it going. And then I guess what I would have known a little bit more of is like the ordering and stuff. He always says, you want to keep at least a week or so supply of, or even more supply of stuff. Not like meat and stuff. You don't want 2 weeks of that sitting around, but you want paper products and all kinds of stuff like that. And back when the pandemic was going on and everything, you don't want to, but whenever it was hard to find stuff like cups and styrofoam. We used styrofoam cups and plates, and the cups got scarce, and then the tops got scarce, and just everything. It was a supply chain issue. And I think the industry of the truck drivers and stuff, God bless them, because if there wasn't an 18-wheeler on the road, you wouldn't be getting anything. The trains and ships and airplanes can only get it so far, and then it's those big trucks with 18 wheels. But you didn't want to hoard it, but you wanted to keep enough of it, because it wasn't just worried about my life. It was worried about, my brothers, my mothers, my family, my kids, the people that work with us, their family, they depend on that check too, which depends on if we have enough stuff in the restaurant to keep going. You know what I mean? So I guess back also to say, I know I'm all over the place, but to get back on, what drives me when the going gets tough too, is the employees too. The people that you that are looking up to you. You can't have I lost my shit? Yes, of course I've lost my shit a couple times. But you can't. You have to stay focused. That was a thing that my father was always good at. He never got rattled, no matter how long the line would get, no matter who got upset with what working. When you work together, and especially family, you're not always going to get along, but you get through it. People say, "Oh, you're not going to Thanksgiving together." Yeah, we do a little Thanksgiving, but then we get the hell on and we go and relax because we'd always be together working and everything. But that's about it. And just truck along for the community and everybody. The community was very loving and supporting us, and all the cards and stuff that we received at my mother's house and everything, like she just had them stacked up on the table and everything, and she's read every one of them. And we haven't gotten around to sending thank you notes and stuff and all that, but like the day one, there was flowers stacked in front of the door at the restaurant, and I would go up there daily and open the door and put water in pickle buckets and put the flowers inside the glass and the pickle buckets and stuff. And people would lay more the next day. And we always say it's not only our loss, it's the community's loss too, because he touched so many other people. And it's an honor to stand back there and to listen to the stories that how he touched other people's hearts. I usually don't get all teary-eyed, but I don't like tooting his horn or anything because he wouldn't like it tooted. But I just hope that we can hold up his tradition to being kind and supportive and into the community. And I think we're in the right direction and everything. And but the community has definitely supported us, and the university and the high schools and everything, with the help I've had from the children over the summer and everything. I enjoy being around them, and they because they're the wave of the future. It's different now, and everything, but it's a good thing. And but yeah, what else do I need to say?
That was good. Why don't you talk a little bit about when you first started working at the deli with your dad?
Okay. So I guess, back when you grow up in a family business, you start working at a young age. I can remember sitting on the counter and having my own little cash register on the side, and people that he knew real good, he would send them over and let me take their order. And I'd take their order, write it down, ring them up, take their money, put it in the register, everything. And after lunch, he'd let me take my little cash drawer back to the office and figure out, the daily whatever I had on there. And boy, I thought I was taking that money home with me. No, I learned the hard way that money, is not your money. That money goes there, and then you have to pay the government this, and you have to pay that. He explained it with like a dollar, and then he broke the dollar down and he moved the money around on the dollar. Yeah, so I learned, but he always says, you learn from the bottom up. You sweep the floor and you come up. I couldn't even sweep right for him, at first. Like but he makes sense, and he laughs about it. He's 44 years in the business, probably actually 54, around almost 60, 55 years in the business. You go through some people watching them sweep, watching them mop, and he had some funny little lingos, like you stand where you sweep and you sweep where you stand, and you don't screw the broom, you make love to it. Like, in other words, don't smush it all the way. Don't throw the trash way down. Be nice and easy and gentle with it. But yeah, so he taught me how to sweep. He taught me how to mop and everything. And every night, sometimes I'd get to stay till closing, and we'd sweep and mop at the end of the day. And another saying of his, if you have time to lean, you have time to clean. So he didn't want you standing around. He wanted you to keep on going. He said, we're at work to work. So we did it. And he expect a high level of standard from me and my brother all the time, because he always would say, they look up to you. If you do this, they're going to do this. he didn't treat anybody differently. Everybody was the same, you know. And working with him was he taught you everything he knew. You know, my brother always says he didn't say too much, but when he said it, he spoke wisdom, and that was right, pretty much spot on. You know, he's a hard worker, and he does stuff the right way. And he always would say, if you start something, you have to finish it. Learned a lot from him. Learned all kinds of stuff. How to everything. I don't even know where to even go, but he's a great teacher, and I think he taught other people that came through there life lessons too and stuff. Like he enjoyed people, and I do too. You know, I like to think I'm a people person.
Your dad's like the reason why I have this whole podcast. He taught me so much of the way that you treat people and just listen to others. Basically just like show up for them when it was getting really hard, like when I was like trying to build this website and stuff, and I was having a really hard time with it at first, and I really wanted to give up. But I was thinking about your dad, like how you have to finish what you start, and I was like, I have to finish this.
Yeah, he never liked to half-ass it. One example is we half-assed a couple things, but he always finished it. It always at the end it worked. I remember
Like the
one
ice machine.
day, yeah, gosh. But I remember one day the deck. We were building a deck on the back of my house. We ordered all the wood and the screws and everything came. Well, we only had one day to build it on Sunday, the only day we had off back then, and the drill ran out of battery power. So what did we do? We hammered those damn screws. You know, had to get it done. I told him, no, Dad, no, Dad. He said, yep, we're gonna get on through it. We got to finish. So it worked, and it was good, but it's just a different way of looking at things too.
Did the deck hold up?
The deck's still there today. This was probably 20 something years ago.
I guess it did just fine then, huh?
I agree. I agree. Well, I guess one message to all the listeners out there is don't ever say you can't do something. Of course you can. You just got to find a different way of doing it. And like Ashley said earlier, life is too short. You have to have fun with it, and just go with the flow. And sometimes you got to paddle upriver if you want to get somewhere. And paddling upriver is not always as bad as you think it is. Just tough through it.
Do you have an example?
You know how the roof used to leak, and I remember Valentine's Day on the 14th, about a month after he passed. I walked in there, and it was raining in like 6 spots. And I was like, I wanted to give up that day. But old Gloria said, we got it.
Did you fix the roof?
Yeah, got a new roof.
A whole entire new roof?
Yeah, new ceiling tiles. Now we need new carpet.
Wow. Roofs are very expensive.
What we really need is somebody to build us a 5-story building, apartment building, and then pay us, and we can have the deli on the bottom floor.
Oh. Yo, I mean, I'm surprised. Has anyone offered you that yet?
Kinda, but it's weird. We're gonna have to figure out how to do it all. All right, yeah, Ashley, great question. Did I ever, when I was younger, did I ever know that I would be running the deli? No. You know, you think about it, but you think about it and it comes in the back of your head, but never like 100% no. But I couldn't imagine doing anything else. And if my brother always says, you know, what else do we know? You know, that's the only thing that we know what to do, how to do, or what to do. But if I ever did do anything else, it would have to be something outside. I love nature. I love the lay of the lands. I love forests, the trees. I enjoy the parks and the state parks and everything, and fishing and hunting and anything outdoors. I like to take my children fishing as much as possible. Teaches them patience. Well, I don't really have too much, but I'm learning them. I'm learning. Um, Teaches them patience, and you never know what you're going to pull out of the water, when something bites your hook. And it's kind of like life. You don't know what's going to come or when it's going to come, but it's always a surprise. Everything's different. You can be prepared as you want to be prepared is, but you never know when you might get that big fish or small fish. Always tell everybody you can always catch a big fish on a big hook, but you can never catch a small fish on a big hook. Think small and always go big. It's got don't just think the big picture, because the
Can
small
you
things
catch a big fish on a small hook?
you can, unless it straightens the hook out. But yeah, it's happened before, but at least you can feel it, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. So, we have been talking about community kind of throughout, but what does the word mean to you?
Community. What does the word mean to me? I guess the place you live in and the place your business is in, and the community around your business is helps you be successful. You couldn't run a business without your customers. So the community is very supportive of us, and my father's been in the community for a very long time, and he loves the community, and we love the community. And community is, I guess, just like warm people around you that support you, that help you and nurture you, and always have kind stuff to say. And we love our community, and the community's great to us. And I want to do anything I can for the community.
Nice.
And we have freshmen at the university coming in every year, and then they stay for 4 years, and then they leave the community. Some of them stay, but it's a lot of people, and hearing the people coming through, like we just had move-in weekend a couple weeks ago, having the people come in through and say, I graduated in '85. I came through here, your father, blah, blah, blah. It's just, it's nice to hear all these stories and everything. And, they're like, oh, I'm dropping my daughter off as a freshman year or whatever, dropping my son off. And I tell them, hey, either me and my brother are always here if the door is unlocked. And, if you ever need a hot meal or you need to get away from somewhere, come on in. I mean, we really mean that. He would say the same thing, and the parents, are very thankful of that too. And you know that from working there, and then like also coming and doing you're going through law school. I remember you come studying and everything, and
Deli was like almost like a sanctuary for me in some ways, like especially like then because like I mean I guess maybe because I didn't have to work too. I was just there chilling. But it just felt, it kind of like if because I had worked there and we were friends for like a couple years at that point, that was the place that I kind of felt like had become of a home for myself when I was in South Carolina for how much that like your dad showed up and you and your brother and Adam and stuff, Gloria. Every time that I saw Gloria, it was just like uh seeing like one of my good friends, We'd just be like shooting the kapupas.
yep, yep, like you're home away from home,
Mm-hmm.
where if your roommates make you mad, you can just go get in the corner and relax, or not the corner, be in the middle, wherever you like.
I like to be in the back because they only had that one plug that was like almost on the ceiling. And I'd be standing up on the chair like every day, like I can do this. Do you guys still have like an armchair in the back?
Oh yeah, recliner.
I
If you
used to take naps on that recliner. I remember one time, I think it was just like during finals, I was like studying a lot, and then I just had a final, and I went to the recliner, and I basically took a nap, and then like Adam came over with like a huge cheese sandwich. It had like three different types of cheese in it.
Vegetarian hoagie.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Swiss,
vegetarian.
Munster, and American cheese with
God.
lettuce in the middle, and you can put tomatoes and cucumbers and onions in the middle and put more cheese on top with a
Wait,
little
you have a
double.
wow.
And we got
Cucumbers
cucumbers
too?
and mixed greens now.
Whoa.
A lot of people like it, and a lot of people
I like
still
the
want.
crunch of cucumbers.
They still want the old iceberg lettuce.
Oh wait, so you use spring greens instead of like
We got
iceberg
both.
now?
We give them a off choice.
Oh, nice. Do you do like a mix?
You can do a mix. Think we're going to add like a third page on the menu. He said we never could change the menu, the boxes, move anything around, but he never said anything about a third page. So look forward to a third page.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, everything, times are changing, everything's changing. People like to be a little bit healthier now and stuff, and maybe offer a couple of wraps and, some stuff that we've always done that people don't know about that they have to add, like regulars ask for, like a turkey pita with with feta and a
Oh
little
my
bit.
gosh.
But we've always been making those, but just nobody knows about them.
Mm-hmm. I remember I used to get your dad we would do like the Mediterranean kind of breakfast or just like a block of feta and like
A
and then
little
no
slab
cream
of cream
cheese.
cheese and
Cream cheese
melted
feta.
feta, olives,
Olives. Oh.
peppers, and tomatoes.
And
Yeah,
then you
my
got the
son my son's been helping us over the summer, and he'll come in there, and that's what he'll eat because that's what I guess he remembers, being on the table in the morning with some pita bread in the toaster.
Yeah, I used to like doing having that a lot too. I mean, that'll keep you full for like most of the day too.
That's
Like
what
it
he
sticks
always
to
would
you.
say. It sticks with you. Oh Lord.
I'm excited to see like what you come up with for like a new page on the menu, then see how you guys adapt.
We're starting to bake our own chocolate chip cookies.
What? Wait, are you selling them already?
Not selling them right now, just giving them away, but we're figuring it all out.
Oh my gosh, I love the experimentation with chocolate chip cookies. Wow, well, next time I come down there, I'm gonna have to check out
I have to come
every
get you a mixed green salad.
I know I'm gonna have to get myself a my dears. You know what I actually I've been getting roast beef, Munster, and pumpernickel from the store. And I keep making myself sandwiches from that. And I like it because it reminds me of you guys.
There you go. There you go.
You guys gave me my love for Munster.
My mom loves some Munster.
Especially when it's melted, it's just so gooey.
Nothing better than a fresh slice of Munster.
You know. So, when it comes to like the other people in the community, how have you seen them like show up?
They just come in and they tell you first off, I haven't been here since your father's passed, blah, blah, I want to condolence, he was a hell of a man, very consistent. And then they'll touch you with a story that he's touched them. And it's just interesting to hear. And, I can listen to a lot of it. I can't listen to too long of it, and then it'll start upsetting me. But I do good. I try to do good at it. And one thing that he always liked people signing stuff. So I've put poster boards out, and everybody signs their name on it or whatever. And we've got 16 or 17 2x4 poster boards or whatever, and I have them all laminated, and I have them all hung up underneath the counter, and some are on the door, on the bottom of the doors, front and back. It's just really touches our heart and stuff. I haven't read every signature yet, just because I'm not there yet to do it. Every once in a while I'm sweeping, I read one or so, or
It's a lot.
yeah, I haven't read all the cards, and I'm guilty of saying that, but I have read everything that was written on social media and everything. But everybody's got their time when they want to do it.
Are
But
there any stories that stick out to you? from people telling you like what your dad did for them?
I mean, there's so many I could go on for hours. I don't really know one though right off. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
I know Mr. Mike. He would love we have an ice maker that like flakes ice and people go crazy of it and some people cuss you out because they're like, I want, Coke, not all this ice. And you're like, okay, sorry. A lot of people like it. A lot of people like it. Not that many people don't like it. He'd come every morning, about opening time. He'd go check his PO box and come to the deli, and my dad would have a plate of the stuff Ashley was speaking of earlier about the feta and the cream cheese and stuff. And he just, back in the old days, you just eat right off the other guy's plate, and they would share it. And he didn't want the ice that was in the ice bin overnight. He wanted to move the other ice out of the way and wait for the fresh ice to drop down, and he would get the wet ice, he called it. And he drank him a sweet tea and some lemon in there, and he loved it. Before he'd go, he'd fill it back up with ice and put you a little bit more tea in there. Mike's been around the block. Mike had lung cancer, had some other, problems, pacemaker, I believe, and all kinds of stuff. And me and my dad always joked that we'd be going to his funeral. But damn if it wasn't the other way around. He's a good man, and Mike still comes in today. He calls and checks on me every day. Sometimes I can't get back to him, and I know it frustrates him probably sometimes, but whenever I do have a minute, I do definitely call him. He wants to know how was business that day and everything. He doesn't get around like he used to, but when we see him pull up, we get out there and help him in the door.
Oh,
I might not go to church every Sunday, but I definitely hold doors and help older people. And I think everybody has their pecking order.
I remember Mr. White coming in when I worked there too, every single day almost. That's awesome. It's kind of like, it's like he's looking out for you guys even more now that your dad's not there. I think it's awesome that he's like coming to like check on you guys like all the time,
Oh,
like
he's
every
coming to get
day.
that plate too. He loves us, but he loves the food too.
I mean, I don't blame him.
Yes,
You're
he's
talking,
definitely coming to check up on us and to keep us going. And
I think that's wonderful. So you're talking about fishing and the outdoors, and that's how you connect outside of the deli, right?
yeah, so like what I do to relax and stuff, I like being outside. I enjoy cutting the grass. I enjoy doing yard work. I enjoy
Oh, do you like gardening?
yes and no. Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's
Um,
right. Own it.
that's right. I like planting trees. I like planting plants. I like planting stuff to help the animals in the world, like food sources and stuff. I enjoy it. Me myself, I'm not a big harvester. My children love to harvest it. I love to eat the game and everything and the stuff. I love to eat it, but I like to more to watch nature and everything. But they don't mind doing it, and I don't mind them doing it. And they enjoy it. They respect the animals, wildlife, and everything. We fish a lot. We don't keep a lot of the fish. We put everything back pretty much. We catch and release. Um, but we do like venison and we do eat deer meat and stuff. So it's different and it's delicious. And you can give somebody some food and they can eat for a day or so, but you can teach somebody how to hunt and to survive off the land, and you never have to worry about it ever again, if it all goes to hell.
Yeah, I was about to ask. I was like, do you think you're ready if the apocalypse happens?
Oh my goodness. No, I could hunt my own food. Yes.
Wow, I love nature too. I mean, just going out for a hike, being able to see the water ripple. Oh, my favorite is like when it's like up here, like when it's like about March, like you could see the Canadian geese. They're like huge. They'll like kind of almost look like they're racing each other as they're catching the wind down from the creek. And so like it looks like you're looking at like juice races.
And they
Like
honk and they make a bunch of noise. Honk, 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 honk.
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, they're beautiful animals. every animal is needed in this world for one way or the other, except the mosquito. I haven't figured out what the mosquito does.
Me neither. Me neither. But my body sure
Besides,
does.
besides serving as food for hummingbirds,
Really?
which I've started to have a love for.
Do you have some hummingbird feeders?
I actually have one right here that we
Oh
just
my
got,
gosh.
but we haven't hung it up yet.
Oh, that's so cute. Hopefully those will help with the mosquitoes, you know? How do you motivate yourself when it gets tough?
So great question. I just I just try to push on through. It's not the easiest sometimes. Everybody is fighting a battle inside their own, everybody has their own battles. Some people's are worse than others. And I think about, other people, I got two arms, two legs, and I can move. I get my ass going, you know what I mean? Other people look up to me to be calm and collect and as they're, I'm responsible for the employees. Like if I don't do my job, then we can't make money to pay the employees. So I don't think it's only me. If I don't go to work, then other people are left out in the cold too, and not going to be able to put food on their plate. So you just look at it that way, and you don't want to let anybody down either. It's a grind. You just do it. Some days, the wheel is a circle. Sometimes the wheel can be a square. But eventually, if you keep on riding that square, it's going to turn into a circle. But what keeps me going is the people. The niceness and enjoying work and just getting it done. And of course, I have people I turn to for positivity and to pick me up, and I keep those people very close to me, and I'm very appreciative to them. And over the past year, I've definitely found some people that help me out a lot. Do I get in a negative slump every once in a while? Hell yeah. But the person just picks me right back up and says, all right, snap out of it, that's enough, let's do this. And you got to turn it around and look at the positives and not the negatives, because you can dwell on everything that's bad, but you don't look at all the good stuff. And that's where it resorts back to, you got two arms, two legs, get out and get after it. You don't want to let the community down. They count on you being there. People and our customers and our employees, and just how the world goes around. You know what I mean?
Is there anything else that you want the audience to walk away with today?
Thank you very much for taking your time out of your day or night to listen to Ashley's podcast. I think she's a very intelligent young lady, and got good things going her way, and can't wait to see what's up her sleeve next. And if you're ever in Columbia, South Carolina, stop in and mention Ashley's name. I'd like to meet you and stuff, and hopefully we'll be able to give you a good meal. And thanks for taking the time out to listening to me ramble on and on about all kinds of stuff. And I appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Andy Special, along with the other episodes of the first season. It has been my pleasure to talk with the guest and learn about different ways we can connect with the community. I also appreciate everyone who has reached out to me to tell me they listened to the show. This concludes the first season of the Andy Special. You can follow the podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn at The Andy Special to access video content. If you want to learn more about the podcast, you can head over to theandyspecial.com. I'm your host, Ashley Chanka. Until next time, my friend.